Shalom, peace and love, family. We are back again, the MPC Live. Today we have the MPC Live and this beautiful guitar right here, and over here a guitar pedal. And as you can see, we are in Standalone. I don't know why this is in here. We are in Standalone right now. And so many people have asked me, okay, you are a singer-songwriter and a guitarist, but you are also a producer. So what is the practicality of using the MPC when you play actual instruments? And a lot of people know the MPC for its sampling and for stuff like that. You know, a lot of producers get away that don't necessarily play much instruments get away with this stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna plug up the guitar and see what sound we can get out of it in Standalone using the actual speaker that comes with the MPC. So just in Standalone, plugging up the guitar, that is it. The simplest setup possible. I would like ones to keep in mind that without an audio interface, the volume situation is a little bit low when dealing it without an interface compared to having it with an interface. I am hoping that having this guitar pedal would boost the gain somewhat, but right here, there is a knob right there that you can turn up for the recording. So we're going to plug the guitar either in the left or the right. We're going to plug the guitar right in here, and we are going to get started. All right, guys. So first thing to notice is that the volume level, I had to crank this thing to the highest of degree, right? Because look, we are not plugged in with any speakers, and the only thing that's plugged in right now is the guitar, right? There's no speakers, there's no nothing, there's no interface. So the volume, look at it. That's the volume. Go. So one thing that you could realize is that there is a tuner, right? There is a tuner, right? You see? There's a tuner. It is available. So you have the tuner. So when people are like, oh, MPC is just for people sampling, doing that. Why does the MPC have a tuner? It has a tuner because you have the ability to plug in your guitar, your bass, your keyboard. As you know, you people plug in their keyboards via MIDI keyboard, but you can also plug in like a real keyboard or mic a keyboard for that matter. For ones that record live instruments like myself, those are many ways to do so. So even with recording vocals, if you're planning to record vocals in this thing, I would recommend using a interface for sure, because you're not gonna get the best quality coming out of the MPC without an interface. In general, recording with a mic without an interface is kind of just like a no-go in general. Or some form of preamp. There's people that I've seen here, even online, that have bought like Pacific microphone preamps just for their guitars and their stuff. Like me, I have a Shure mic. My Shure mic takes a lot of power, so I have a preamp. Even though I have an interface, I still use a preamp for that thing to get it cranking so you don't turn up the gain. If you turn the gain up too much, then you record and you're like, wow, I got good volume. What you will realize is the gain is turned up, so the background noise is turned up. And if you're someone like me that's recording in a house that's not necessarily treated, you're going to have a lot of problem when it comes to mixing stuff. You're going to have so much noise in the background of just like what I call ghost sound, right? Because it's like, what is it? It's like, okay, you have a fan on, or like anything, you know, happening. It's just gonna get picked up in the back of it, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just play, you know, something basic on the guitar, right? There's no other sound happening right now in my apartment, so therefore you hopefully can hear the slight noise, the slight volume that you're gonna get out of this thing. Like I said, I don't have it plugged into a speaker, so it makes it so the odds are against us fully. There's no interface, so the gain is very low on the MPC already, and then it's coming out of the built-in speaker, which the built-in speaker is usually loud if you're cranking up something to create a beat. So I will show the difference. I will play some drums on here. Matter of fact, let's just go back to the main, right? So here we are in the track view. Here is the volume all the way up. Here is a built-in drum kit, right? Default built-in drum kit at that, right? Right? You see, there's a good amount of volume coming out of there. Now, the guitar. All right, so I'm gonna play something on the guitar and we'll see. So now, just for references, here's the drums again. Right? It's very loud from just the built-in speaker. Right? And I remember I have the volume all the way up. Now, if we go to the guitar, right? Let's see the difference in the guitar now. All right, so that's the difference between both volumes. You know what I'm saying? Playing the drums, playing the guitar. I had to do a lot of cranking up the guitar. I had the guitar going through a guitar pedal, and the guitar pedal is on like a drive, a vintage drive setting, which is very distorted, but the volume is heightened than me just plugging it in raw. If I plug it in raw, you would not hear you would not hear the guitar at all, period. Right? So this video is purely just to show what it would be like MPC, legitimately just having the guitar plugged in, no speaker, no nothing, no power cord, in standalone. If you were planning to say, hey, let me go to the park with my MPC, you know what I'm saying, and let me bring my guitar and play, what would it sound like? Maybe you would get a better sound if you brought like a portable speaker or something. You would get a better, you know what I'm saying, more volume, but you're still gonna have to crank this thing all the way up, right? So my advice would be that you get yourself a preamp that's portable if you want to do this whole thing in standalone, or if you're at home, simply you can just plug it into your interface. You get what I'm saying, and go from there. But I like to show the practicalities of standalone. I am very nomadic with my life, and I like to travel around and do things, and I take my guitar with me to places and my MPC. So like, how practical is it to have them both plugged up together? It can work. You just might need a portable speaker and maybe a portable preamp that does not need to be plugged into anything. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe a really good guitar player, a really good guitar pedal that does not need to be plugged into anything as well. Right? So this is the sounds. All right? So that's it. So very quickly, I just recorded this kick and a snare, basic with what I was just showing you guys, right? And then just to show you the difference between the volume of both, I had to turn it down a little bit, meaning I had to turn down the drums a little bit. Now let's try to see if we can hear the guitar on top of that when I just play like 2 chords, right? Let's just see. So, guys, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about the idea of plugging up like this. Of course, it is more practical, like I said, if you plug it into an interface, you will get the vibe as if you have plugged it into your Logic or your Ableton and anything like you recording your guitar normally working through a normal DAW. You know what I'm saying? I'm just strictly showing this on the levels of standalone. You don't have a computer, you don't have anything else, but you got your guitar and your MPC. Can you get sound out of that? Yes, you can. Will you have to crank it up? Yes, you will. Would I recommend that you get a preamp to work with the guitar? Yes. And would I recommend that you plug in a portable speaker? Yes. And in that sense, you can take this thing and the guitar with you, go out to the park, you sit on the beach, wherever you are in the world, take this and go and play. All right? See you guys in the next video.